production shots for
May.
April?
April.
It was for April.
Yes.
We're shooting it on May 1st.
May the 4th be with you is approaching.
All the evil corpos are buying all the companies and firing everyone. Things in games media right now are scuffed.
It's going down. In flames.
You know, I support humans and I don't support the corpos.
Same.
So
go back to Cyberpunk.
I hope everybody's all right. I don't know. It's all crazy out there. But we're here to talk about movies. We're going to talk about when the music just hits. I saw Sinners. We were going to do conspiracies, and I was like, that shit is too real right now. I am not in the mood for that.
All the presidents are men.
Yeah, sorry, Huber. We'll hit that when the world is stabilized. But now we're going to talk about music. When music hits in a movie. And what I mean by that is just like if the soundtrack is perfect, if the score is perfect, it just hits. For example, Sinners.
Yes.
For example, Romeo plus Juliet or The Crow or Jurassic Park. Literally anything. Our rules are on this show, everything counts.
What about...
Yes. Perhaps one of the best of all time.
I agree.
Who proposed that? Is that James Horner?
I think so. I think it is Horner. Legend.
But before we get on that, what have you seen
we should just talk about Sinners immediately. Did we all see it?
I have not seen it.
No.
Crime in Italy, dude.
No.
Sinners is tight.
I'm eager to see it. Like, I'm very eager to see it. But Earth and Wind have conspired.
Brad Fidel.
Okay.
T2, composer.
Wow.
Not even a photo
Who
of
did
this
the first
person.
one, though? The first one's who came up with that theme.
Also one.
Banana.
Yeah.
I saw Sinners. The theater I saw it in was not ideal. The sound system was weird. The dialogue was like buried. The video, like the screen quality kept, like the shots looked weird sometimes. Pretty sure that's just the theater I saw it in because it was scuffed.
That is scuffed.
But otherwise, excellent movie.
Are you sure you're not a vampire?
I might be a vampire.
Be one of the signs. Yeah.
I did feel like I wanted to, tell people that we're all making a big loving family here. We're all making a big loving family. Before we get into that, what have we seen lately, Hubie? What do you? You're just looking at your phone?
Looking at Brad Fidel. It's very interesting. His musical, I did True Lies and T1 and 2, and not much else.
It's been around for a while.
Then just D off the M.
Yeah. What did we watch? Gabby and I watched the Rambo franchise.
My God, all of it?
All of it. There's 5 of them.
I was going to say 5
The first one is a classic.
Yeah.
Legitimately amazing.
Yeah.
First Blood.
Yeah.
Love that movie. The second one is funny because it's co-written by James Cameron. A little known fact that many forget.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah. 3, shockingly, was amazing because of the rebel fighters. Okay. They were actually good. Rambo was trying to get in there, save his colonel, allying with the rebels. It was actually surprisingly good. We were shocked by that one. And then the newer 2 are questionable.
I only remember this from when I was a kid. So part 3, I'm just trying to flashback. I won't tell you how many years, but decades. Flashback. He's fighting against the Russians on the side of Afghanistan. Is that how it works? Okay, interesting.
The the Russians come in and they're they have the helicopters and they're just mowing people down. It's insane.
I feel like modern day Sylvester Stallone would take the opposite approach. He'd ally with the Russians against that.
Yeah, he's been mowing everybody down.
Yeah. The new one's yikes. The last one is called Rambo Last Blood. It was
Last Blood,
yeah, not good.
Wait,
Stay
is it
away.
Actually called that?
Yeah, because stay away from that one. Real bad.
I don't. I'm not really in danger of probably seeing any of them.
Rambo Cinematic Universe.
You're probably not in danger of that.
The biggest disappointment, actually, it just came out on Netflix. I had been waiting, no joke, years for Havoc with Tom Hardy, Gareth Evans' newest movie, Apostle and The Raid.
I like Apostle.
Yeah, and the Raid and Gangs of London, Apostle, all that stuff. His whole filmography is great. Havoc was a big miss.
Wow.
Big miss.
Bummer.
The stakes were extremely low. Like, did not care about a single person or event or anything.
Yeah.
And the action was like pretty CG heavy.
Oh.
There's a lot of guns and car chases, way less like hand-to-hand combat, like Raid style. There's a good club scene in there. Timothy Olyphant's in there. He's super good.
Love
always.
Me some Olyphant,
yeah. There's a couple good shootouts, but all in all, it was a pretty big disappointment when it was over. I was like, bummer. Yeah, it's pretty much it. And then obviously Sinners, and I'm going to see Thunderbolts tonight in the theater.
Yeah. Thunderbolts, As at time of recording, Thunderbolts is out today, but none of us have had a chance to see it yet.
Yeah.
So we will talk about that next time.
Oh, and we watched Drive as well. The music hits in that.
Oh my
So we're
God,
going
yes.
to that for sure. Hell of
Drive,
a soundtrack.
dude.
Yeah. Such a good
Night
soundtrack.
Call.
Oh,
Kavinsky, bro.
incredible soundtrack in that movie. So good.
Great opening car chase. We've done car
vinyl.
chases, right?
Yeah. That's
pink
sick,
vinyl.
Matthew. That's awesome.
We have done a car chases episode, right? Or is that one that we
Yeah.
said we were going to do and then forgot?
I think we did. Did.
Ronin,
dude. Yes.
I just kicked your ass with a coffee cup. What does he say?
Yeah, something like that.
Just beat your ass.
He catches the coffee cup.
Yeah.
It's so sick. He's like testing him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you've got reflexes. Okay.
So cool.
Anyway,
Ronin
Ronin.
rips.
Matt, you got that look on your face. Do you have some ridiculous deep cut Ronin story?
No, I was
You
just
have a
thinking
Ronin
about car
tattoo?
chases. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Ronin's fun, yeah.
Do you have a tattoo of the route of a famous car chase
No.
on your body? Anyway?
No.
That'd be a funny tattoo. Anyway,
Like a whole map. On,
like the
on
entire
the back,
map of a
yeah.
car chase.
George Clooney, Nicole Kidman, The Peacemaker. 10 out of 10 underrated car chase. I'm not kidding. It's insane.
Do you remember the movie The Chase?
Yes. With
Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, with Charlie
Sheen
Yeah.
and what's her face?
Yeah. Kristen Swanson.
Chrissy Swanson.
Yeah.
What have you seen lately, Matt?
I've been watching shows because my life's a little busy and weird and chaotic. So like shows are just slotted in nice and easy there. I'm trying to remember if I talked about The Studio last time. I don't think I did. I've been talking about it on the Discord.
I think it came out in between
with our
episodes.
listeners.
I watched the first episode. It was cool.
It's Seth Rogen's show on Apple Plus, where he becomes a studio executive, a movie studio executive. He's a bit of a film nerd, and he loves movies. He loves the art of movies, and he's just totally out of his element, like trying to produce movies and make big budget decisions and having to face the politics of a studio, and he's awful at it. And I have found myself in these positions before where you actually care about art, and you shouldn't be in a position with strong personalities. Like, if you care about art, you should be making art as opposed to helping produce art, because the business of producing art should be done by strong-willed personalities who have a knack for business, not
the John Landau
nerds.
to the James Cameron.
Exactly. And then like he's just terrible at it. Like, he's genuinely bad at it, and he makes bad decisions that hurt people and hurt art as a result. And he gets in people's ways, and he's such a nerd. He shows up in film sets and inserts himself where he shouldn't. He ruins things. Directors find him irritating, cast find him irritating, and things are so chaotic, and like it's just one disaster after another. It's really hilarious and fun to watch, especially if you've been involved in filmmaking on any level. You've probably seen this personality or different types of personalities where you're like, oh God, this executive is just breathing down our neck. I have, and I won't say which companies this resembled, but startlingly accurate, especially
Defy Media.
Especially surprising that Apple Plus is putting this out. I'll just leave it there.
It's as surprising that Apple Plus is putting this out that Andor exists on Disney.
Andor.
Because it's like corpo-fascism and like anti-cop, and Disney's like one of the biggest companies in the world. It's just like,
Yeah.
Who didn't watch this and let this go through the door?
Yeah. I mean, I always have this comment there where they're like, if people are entertained by it and they're just going to sit there and be entertained and then flip on to the next thing, who cares if they poke fun at us? Like The Simpsons on Fox for decades has also poked fun at corporations, and they know people will laugh and just move on to their jobs and do nothing. So they trust us to do nothing with the information. And that's why they allow it on TV. The king is always allowed jesters. Do you know?
Yeah, true. It's a means of control, probably.
Yeah. Studio is great. It has a lot of fun cameos. Martin Scorsese and Steve Buscemi are, I think, in the first episode.
They're in the first episode.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows where I have to remind myself, because I get so stressed about stuff, especially when it's like adjacent to my own. Obviously, I'm not in like that kind of situations, but like anytime it's a thing about the film industry or like the gaming industry or startups or whatever, I always have to like remind myself like this is a pretend thing. I have to remind myself like, no, Martin Scorsese's not really mad at Seth Rogen. They're all acting. It's a show. Like, everything is fine. They're all having fun. Like, because I get, like, really stressed. I was like, oh, no, you're really fucking this up. Like, oh, no.
It's so authentic. If you are just a fan of movies and you've not participated and you want to know what it's like, fly on the wall, and you aren't in the business, I recommend it as just 100% accurate, but it's also got like some fun hijinks and like action and mystery in it all. So it stressed Jessica the hell out. She's like, I don't know if I can watch this.
It makes me stressed out.
She's
like,
also in the business. And it's just a total reminder to choose a lane. Just choose a lane. I've done that before where I've tried to please both parties, the business people above me and the artists around me, and it goes terribly. Choose a side, advocate for the people you believe in, whether you want to sell your soul for money or sell your soul for art. You gotta choose one. And he's doing a terrible job at both. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to do both. What I appreciate about it is like he is trying to do both, and he's making it worse for both sides. Like he's he's making the worst possible outcome for both parties, at least in the first couple of
And it's hilarious. Really it's so funny.
Real stressful.
Yeah,
sounds like Barry a little bit.
Barry, I had to stop because again, like that, it was too stressful.
Yeah.
It's like a show that's too good at making me care, like makes me stressed, and I don't enjoy watching it.
So stressful.
It's not as violent or as much of a downer as Barry. It's supposed to be sad. Like lighthearted. It's just stressful lighthearted. The way like
it's like
30
it's like almost it's like 30 Rock. It's like almost Screwball.
Nice.
It like doesn't quite go farce, but it's like a modern disaster comedy, I guess.
Yeah, both the studio and Hacks, which is also continuing to air.
My dad loves Hacks so much.
Those are both very accurate glimpses at entertainment life and very, very funny. Life in LA, just working in the business. I recommend both of those. I've been watching The Rehearsal. It's only a few episodes in. I watched
the first episode, so dry.
Yeah, it's really dry. I mean, I barely laughed at all in these first couple of episodes. And that's not a criticism because it doesn't necessarily need to be funny, and I think he's doing something remarkably different, and he's kind of analyzing the way people perform in their real lives and how it's hard for him to connect with other people. I mean, that's been a running theme in all of his work, but he's just examining it even more closely and looking at why some people are able to do it and why he's not, and taking notes and saying, why are people liking this person, but they're not liking me? I'm saying the exact same thing. And he says that sincerity is a performance and just other people are better at performing sincerity.
He's one of those people who it's like, okay, obviously a lot of this is rooted in your real experience, but I wonder how much he's dialing it up or how much of it is just how he is. Like in the first episode that I saw, like, there aren't any like jokes per se, but like the jokes are like how much of HBO's money he spends on an elaborate thing just to find out something that he could have found out by asking like one simple question to the person that he's doing all of this with. Yeah. And it's just like that kind of stuff is the joke, where it's just like, oh, okay, because you are you did this in the totally wrong way, and it's like great to watch him just burn HBO's money.
Yeah, I had a friend, I thought Nathan For You, his earlier show, was hilarious, and I found a friend who could not watch it at all because he thought it was too mean-spirited. Just like the pranks he played on people and the situations he put them in.
Who's in it?
Too... What's that?
It's like kind of a...
The Rehearsal? Who's in The Rehearsal?
It's Nathan Fielder. And
okay.
Yeah. Apparently a friend of mine is in it, but I didn't see her.
Oh, wow. That's fun.
Ashley Feaster, I think, is in there, but
yeah,
I'm not sure.
So I guess if we were turned off like him by Nathan For You, he ended up loving the first season of The Rehearsal just because he definitely examines what he's done in the past and what all of TV does, and it's very self-reflective and meta. Kind of reminds me a lot of Synecdoche, New York. Good. Yeah, very elaborate.
Yeah, because the Rehearsal is like most of the people are like in on the bit. Mm-hmm. Like most of the time, like the people mostly understand what's going on, as much as is possible. It's not like at anyone's expense necessarily in the same kind of way.
Yeah.
Kinda.
It's interesting stuff. There's really nothing else like it out there. So
it's crazy. I loved season 1 mostly. I thought that I wanted it to be more of its original premise and less of the like hanging out in the house with that lady. Oh yeah, that it kind of turned into in season 1, but season 2, the premise at least at the gate was nuts. So.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, I'm watching The Last of Us with Jessica.
Oh Lord,
nice.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Yeah, season 2. And she is not familiar with how the game proceeded.
A lot of that going around.
Yeah, and so
I wonder if that's a better experience.
Yeah, watching that with her is interesting because we got to an episode in season 2, and she said, "Oh, I did not expect that to happen," which was that was just interesting that that had not gotten ruined for her. So for some reason you're watching this show
really
and you
protected
don't,
it.
Yeah, if you watch this show and you don't know for some reason, I won't say it, but that was interesting to watch alongside her and have her discover that naturally. I
haven't seen episode. There are 3 out right now. I've seen the first 2. Yeah, I'm 1 back then.
Yeah.
Caught up on Andor though.
Andor.
Did you have anything
Black
else,
Mirror.
Matt?
What's up?
Did you? Is that all of them?
Yeah. I would love to hear about Andor. I have not seen season 2 yet, although I am just absolutely excited about it because I've been a fan of that storyline since Rogue One. Saw that opening day in theaters and was like, this is the best Star Wars
so
thing
good.
Ever created.
People say it, and I don't know if they're joking, but Andor is like, to me, like
the best,
far and away the best Star Wars.
It's
like,
the best
because it's actually like thoughtful and interesting.
Not counting 4, 5, 6. So I love A New Hope.
No, listen, I love Star Wars.
Better than that.
I think it's better than 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I mean, let's hope the next 3 episodes are good, and then like we know Rogue One is like maybe not better than 4, 5, 6, but like
it's part
still
of the
good.
Andor story.
It's part of the Andor story, but like Andor is it succeeds in setting up a rebellion and like what the Empire actually is in a way that's so convincing. And I know that I think a lot of people for Star Wars don't want it to be realistic and like that the Empire is actually fascist space Nazis, but they want it to be like just like
who's complaining about that? Fucking A New Hope is about like Vietnam.
No, I know. Like the people
who's actually complaining about that?
People who don't get it. Like people who don't know that George Lucas is an incredibly political person and that Star Wars was originally based on guerrilla warfare and Vietnam and shit.
Episode
and the
1,
Americans were not
routes,
the good guys. The Americans were the Empire.
Taxes and blockades. Like it's always been a political commentary.
And like I think that a lot of people kind of deluded themselves into thinking it was just hero's journey, just like space fantasy, like and like it's refreshing to me because Andor is kind of the Star Wars that I've always kind of liked, where it's like the
so
deeper, more like
smugglers every time,
metaphors and stuff.
Resistance.
Yeah, and like not about the goddamn Skywalker family in one way or the other. But yeah, like without getting specific, there's some stuff in this second season that like I'm kind of shocked they didn't pull their punches on.
They've earned the right to not have to.
Yeah, and like a thing happens and then they say the word out loud, and I was like, oh my God, like no one's ever talked about that in Star Wars before, like Jesus Christ. And I know a lot of people are upset about it. I'm, again, not getting specific, but if you know what I'm talking about, you probably know what I'm talking about. But like, I really appreciated it because I was like, yeah, these guys are bad. Like, this is the bad guys. Yeah. Like, they're not cool and like, oh, they have a red lightsaber and that's the only difference. Like, no. And yeah, like the Jedi are a little up their own ass too, and like probably wrong also. And I wish that Star Wars could get into that a little more, but like
Acolyte did a little bit.
Filoni and those guys don't seem to allow it. But like
Acolyte.
Yeah.
It's all about that.
The gray area.
Yeah.
But like Acolyte wasn't very good though.
Yeah. True. They flirted with it for sure.
Yeah.
That idea.
But yeah, anyway, Andor is super cool so far. I mean, it did
so good.
It's funny because a thing happened that like, you know, Sophia and I were like cheering in our house, and then seconds later we were like, yeah, okay. But you know, you just have to remind yourself that this is not a happy ending story. Like Rogue One ends a certain way, and so whatever.
No doubt.
But anyway, Andor is sick. Black Mirror season 7,
so
I thought was really strong.
I have been like savoring it. I've watched 4 of them, I think, so far.
You're not even done
I'm
yet?
not even done yet.
You haven't gotten to USS Callister, dude?
No.
Holy shit.
I know.
I would say that this is a very, very strong season.
I have really adored every single one so far.
Yeah.
Like, adored them.
No real loser in the bunch. I know some people thought Eulogy was boring. I thought it was really pretty powerful. Probably has to do with, you know, your life experience vis-a-vis death. But, like, I thought it was an interesting and kind of a great performance, obviously, centered on... what's-his-face did a good job in that, whose name I can't remember right now. Giamatti. You know?
Oh, okay. I haven't watched that one yet.
That one's great. Bette Noir and... I mean, Common People was very good.
Plaything
is
fucking depressing. Awesome. Loved that one.
Oh, Plaything? Yeah.
I loved
Plaything was
that
great.
one.
That's the one with
Capaldi.
Doctor Who. Yeah, Peter Capaldi.
That one was so sick.
That one is very good. They're all good.
They're all good. Hotel Reverie was so beautiful.
Hotel Reverie was great.
It was so beautiful. I loved that one.
I got taken out of it a little bit because Issa Rae's performance, sometimes I was like, it just took me out of it a little bit. I thought she did a great job toward the back half of the episode, but like there were parts in the middle where like she was playing more of the like modern person being like, whoa, this situation is crazy, instead of the gravity of the actual situation.
Yeah.
It didn't convince me that the character was a good actor in the reality of the episode. Because like if I were Awkwafina, I'd be like, Brandy Friday, you have to actually like act. We can't use any of this. Like in the first half of her in the movie, you know, they couldn't use any of it.
Yeah.
Because her acting was
Didn't
not
the AI
good.
like change it? Or
I mean, maybe.
Who
knows?
Shit, I forget.
mean, it's only a matter of time. Yeah. But yeah, obviously, yeah.
It's so good.
And Sophia and I had an observation that now there are, you know, there's a certain kind of person that seems to get a happy ending in the Black Mirror universe, which is kind of funny. But I can't say more without spoiling things more than I just did. But like,
love it.
Yeah. Anyway, Black Mirror was good. I saw Kajillionaire the other day, which I'd never seen. And I quite liked that. Very shoegaze, very Miranda July.
Never even heard of that.
Cute movie. It's the one where Evan Rachel Wood has, I mean, her hair is kind of the same color as mine, but it's like very straight and like in front of her face. Matt, have you seen that one?
No, I saw a couple early Miranda July movies, and I really like her a lot as an artist. Her fiction's good, her movies are good, but I did not see Kajillionaire.
I think you would really dig Kajillionaire.
I bet I would. I need to catch up on that. Yeah.
It's very strange. It's like not in the same way, but it's like how like a Coen Brothers movie, it like takes place in its own kind of heightened reality. Mm-hmm. Like Raising Arizona is like a cartoon in real life. This one is like that, where like the characters are all like heightened, kind of weird, kind of not at all in the same vein, but kind of let's see what else. Sinners, obviously loved it. I watched Companion. I thought it was okay. I feel like the trailer and the poster kind of. I mean, it sort of gives it up, but then the movie tells you what's going on like 20 minutes in, so it's not really that big of a deal. I don't know. But I don't know. It was fine.
Yeah, it looked whatever.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, or we should get into the what have you?
Let's do it.
All right. So, yeah, I asked our patrons at patreon.com/reactionshots. Check it out.
Check it out.
If you're curious, if you're watching the video and you're curious about this is the only thumbnail with the current logo that I had on this tablet for these TVs. So we get a special secret guest performance by AJ.
Hi there, AJ.
Watching over us.
With him tomorrow. We'll see. I'll tell him about it. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I asked our patrons, patreon.com/reaction. That's $3. Check it out.
Check it out.
I asked what movies where the music is just perfect. What movies?
Terminator.
Terminator, dude.
Terminator.
Yeah. I mean, that's an all-timer. Yeah. I mean, any theme, any movie where the theme is like repeatable by a person, just by hitting a desk or like just singing it.
And even like the other, like the music during the chases and shit, like wow. Just like so intense every time the music fucking hits in that movie, and just like weird fucking strings going down, like T-1000 coming in.
That makes me think about Mission Impossible 1 when the helicopter is in the train tunnel and the music goes
yes, so sick.
Which that makes me think about Psycho.
Also, though, when any Mission Impossible movie, when the match goes and the music is so iconic.
Even the Limp Bizkit one.
So sick.
Maybe especially the Limp Bizkit one. When it doesn't have lyrics.
And we immediately have to talk about Transformers Linkin Park. I mean, that is just like the most meme iconic fucking internet thing.
I've only seen the first Transformers.
Yeah, I think it might be number 1 or 2. I don't even remember, but in one of them, Linkin Park hits at the end. Okay. And everyone is just like, loves it.
So there's needle drops, there's score, there's soundtrack, just kind of like, I mean, like, good needle drops. The end of The Matrix. Fucking Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine hits.
Flies into the camera.
Yeah.
So sick.
Goddamn. Music, dude.
The Matrix.
Somebody else, I think it's like lower down here. Let me see. Somebody talked about... Colin Luton said, I'll never forget the feeling of sitting in the theater for Blade Runner 2049 and how oppressive the soundtrack was. Like the synths were a ceiling right above the top of my head, pressing down with the weight of an entire city, and that whirring noise that sounds like a race car accelerating down the street, and the sound echoing off the buildings. I don't know if it's part of the music or the sound effects, but the world is sick. And I remember when I saw... Blade Runner 2049 in theaters, and it starts on that shot of that eye and the synths hit. Incredible. I literally teared up. I started crying from the synths.
Incredible.
Very me.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Hans Zimmer.
I mean, that soundtrack is incredible.
Yeah.
Picking up where Vangelis left off on the first one.
What about Inception?
Oh God,
the music in
the whole Zimmer of it all.
Yeah, Inception's so iconic.
Yeah,
like anytime, give him the kick, and it is like just the loud. What is that shit?
Well, they have
what's like the iconic. What is that?
They have the iconic and then they also have the La Vie en Rose playing like backwards or like max reverb or whatever.
Fucking Inception.
Or it's slowed. Each level of the dream, they slow it down more because that song is the kick, right?
Yep.
It's cool.
I remember you could always tell when Inception was playing in the theater next to your rattle so much. Just
I remember I was working in the movie theater. I think when Twister came out. What year did Twister come out?
Twister, 90.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
96.
Yeah. Not Twisters. 1996. Yeah. So I wasn't working at the movie theater then. There was some other movie. Anyway, my hometown got tornadoes, right? And I worked in the movie theater. And because of the river valley, tornadoes usually jumped our town, but whatever. But I remember there was some movie in the theaters, and I'd be like walking between the theaters doing my thing, and the rumble from the theater always made me think a tornado was happening or a storm was happening. And then I would go and look out the front doors, and it would be sunny and fine. And I'm like, oh, right, okay. Like it happened like every time.
It's insane.
Yeah. You know what? I'll start from the bottom this time. I always start from the most recent and go backwards, which then like we get stuff like people already talked about Lord of the Rings, but yeah. Also, Matt, since he and I are in person together, if you want to say something, just kind of start yelling.
Jump on in.
I don't want to yell over you. No.
Jump on in.
No, you must. I insist.
Hans Zimmer.
Tyler Travis says, I think Challengers would be half a movie with a bad score. I never saw it, but I have heard the soundtrack. Requiem for a Dream wouldn't be even remotely the same film with a different score. I mean, God, how many trailers used the Requiem for a Dream, that like Adagio or whatever?
Right.
It was like a rash of movie trailers during that whole period of time.
Yeah.
Like at least 5 trailers use that song.
That movie's fucked up, and I never want to see it again.
I watched that movie a weird amount of times as a teenager.
Kid, same.
What was wrong with me?
A weird amount of times would be more than twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it like 7 times.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that movie as a kid, and I don't know why. I think because I wanted to be with Jennifer Connelly.
Love Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, you could watch Career Opportunities or something.
Yeah, I should have been. I didn't know about that movie. I didn't know about that movie yet. I had seen the GIFs, but that's the one with the horse, right? The toy horse.
That is correct.
I
mean, it has a lot of other wonderful character.
I'm sure it does. They also mentioned Philip Glass, Candyman, and Kotze. I have not seen OG Candyman.
So great.
Because I was afraid as a kid because someone told me
so intense.
Someone told me that. Oh my God, did I ever tell this story?
Mm-mm.
I remember some kid at school told me about Candyman, right? And they said, yeah. And then this black guy comes and he kills you. And I thought, and I told my mom about it. I was like afraid. I was like afraid of this like shadow figure coming, to kill me. And my mom was like, what are you afraid of? Like a black guy? What are you talking about? And I was like, no, Mom, not like a black guy, like a literally like
a
color
shade,
black.
like a
shadow person. Because that's
some
what
Lord of
I
the Ring
pictured
shit.
From what someone described
like a wraith.
Me. But of course, my mom knew the movie and like knew that it was just a guy. So she thought I was just afraid of like this guy. I was like, in my head, it was like a shadow monster because I never saw it. Anyway, Helen's theme is really good.
Love Candyman.
Philip Glass. I need to see it. I love him. It's
gritty.
He's so good.
Gritty as fuck.
Yeah, it looks from what I've seen, like trailers and stuff now, and also that amazing documentary.
It's a 3-parter, right? Yeah.
The documentary?
Oh, the Philip Glass one that the listener wrote in, right? Or are you talking about a different one? I can never pronounce their names, but the like Philip Glass, like the dun 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 dun. Didn't they write that in?
He did the soundtrack of Candyman.
Oh, but like they wrote in another name, didn't they?
Kotze?
Yeah,
Kotze trilogy.
Yeah, that I could never pronounce. I won't know it's him. But yeah, that score is amazing, and like it's gotten used a billion times since then. I mean, it's in the Truman Show also. It's in so many films. Yeah.
I love Philip Glass's music. Mm-hmm. The Hours, dude. Come on. Willie Diaz says, Edgar Wright's movies come to mind since he is so good at editing to the music, especially Scott Pilgrim and Baby Driver. Yeah, Baby Driver has so much. Like, they planned it out. They edited it on the set to make sure that it worked with the music correctly, which I think is always fun.
It's a cool gimmick.
Yeah, the editor being there. Yeah, that's the problem with Baby Driver specifically, is that it starts really strong, amazing opening car chase. Obviously, what's his name is in it, so that's a bummer. But yeah, it feels like it kind of like wears thin as it goes on.
Yeah, I remember not being obsessed. I was like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim though. I remember when I saw Scott Pilgrim and I was like, oh, this is my generation, like distilled into a movie. Like, yeah,
I love it so much.
Colin Luton says, I will never forget the feeling of sitting in... Oh, wait, we read that one already. Yes, the soundtrack, as we said, of 2049 is out of control. Free says, Across the Spider-Verse, arguably the best movie soundtrack of all time, in my opinion. So many different styles and musical ideas in one OST. It's hard to imagine how Pemberton even began to make it. It hits different.
Is that the one with the sunflower song? Do you know which one I'm talking about? With the guy from Ray Shrimmered? Is that? Yeah. Yeah, that song's good. That's catchy as fuck. Song. Yeah.
I really appreciate in that one. I remember thinking this in theaters when I saw the first one. I was like, I love that Miles is singing.
Yeah.
To a diegetic song in the movie.
Yeah.
And then like that song is like takes over into the soundtrack. Then I think like I just love that kind of stuff. Like when characters are just like singing along or whatever to what you think is just like a soundtrack.
Some like Big Lebowski shit.
Yeah. Branded. Beto's Burrito. Basic take. Howard Shore's score in The Lord of the Rings is incredible.
Not a basic take. That's a perfect cultured.
Take. That is a correct take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now. So
that's
good.
The one. Dude, fucking Rohirrim, dude. God damn, there's so many good songs in that.
Iconic.
Lord of the Rings is like goated. It's like one of the best soundtracks of all time.
One of the best anythings of all time. Yeah. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Insanity.
All of it.
Hans Zimmer, eat your heart out, they say. Anyone know why Shore didn't keep producing epic bangers? I don't know. Drive's opening credits sequence to Night Call might be my favorite cinematic song drop. Immaculate vibes. Yeah, Sophia and I will put on that song when we're having a night drive.
So sick.
And that's always good.
Love that first scene. The Clippers game.
Perfect.
So
and, like,
sick.
I love...
He's got it on in the hotel room. He keeps turning it up.
I love the reveal, too. Like, the whole time you think, oh, he's just listening to the game.
Yeah.
And then when he pulls into the garage, you're like, oh, no, he's been timing all of this to when the game ended so he can get out. Like, that's so good. I
love that he just leaves the guys in the back of the car, too.
He's
gone. He's out.
He's just, I'm done.
Gone.
Yeah, because I don't think he really knows them, right? He's just a driver.
He's like, yo, you got 5 minutes. That's it. I'm giving you 5, and I'm out.
Yeah. Tokyo Slim, shout out Tokyo Slim. I compared Sinners to Purple Rain the other day. Yeah, okay. Mostly in that it's a movie about music featuring performances, but not a musical. Yeah. Obviously, my generational take is that The Crow slaps. Hell yeah. Batman 89 and Valley Girl and Less Than Zero are great. Sing Street, which I know you love.
Oh, I love Sing Street so much.
I've still never seen it. Pretty much anything Tarantino, but special shout-outs to Pulp Fiction and Jackie Brown. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Harold and Maude. Yep. Drive.
Pulp Fiction, the music hits.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it does.
Oh, that Cat Stevens song from Harold and Maude will get stuck in my head all the time. What is it? If you want to be free, be free. Now I'm going to be singing all week because of Tokyo.
I've only seen that movie once, but I really liked it.
Yeah.
Drive, Lost in Translation, all special mentions. I feel like Romeo plus Juliet isn't so much about the individual tracks, but the mixing. The movie has the best sound mixing of a score maybe ever. Yeah, that's a good point. It's so bombastic. Like, I almost feel like so many movies that have tried to go for that kind of bombasticity.
Bombasticity, what a word.
I don't even know if that is a word, but they're trying to go for that kind of bombastic vibe. Like Megalopolis, for example. Like the first 5 minutes of Megalopolis.
I love that you watched that, by the way.
I'm like, okay, we're doing like a Julie Taymor Titus thing. We're doing like a Romeo plus Juliet. Like everything's over the top. Everything is like the performances are like a stage play. It's like insanity, right? And it just couldn't maintain that because it doesn't have the energy to keep it up. And like, am I right, ladies? But But Romeo plus Juliet like keeps it the whole time because the sound mixing is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And like time ramping the footage and stuff. That movie is bananas.
Yo, epic music moment that hits. Jurassic Park.
Oh my God, yeah.
When they see those fucking brontosaurus.
Yeah. It's fucking insane.
Amazing.
And also great sound mixing in that too, because the sound of the dinosaur calling out is like I hear it in my head along with the music.
You are so right.
That brontosaurus going, brachiosaurus going.
You're so
it's like
right.
Part of the song.
It's so epic.
It's so good, dude. Tokyo also says, also in hip hop, you're looking at stuff like Judgment Night, Belly, Above the Rim, 8 Mile.
Judgment Night?
Judgment Night. Every day has a night.
Judgment Night with like Cuba Gooding Jr. and Emilio Estevez?
I don't know. I've never seen this movie.
Yo, if that's what we're talking about here, that is an underrated gem. I love that movie. They're like going to a sports game and they get off the freeway and they like see a murder and then they get chased.
Fucking
It's crazy. Like Dennis Leary is the villain. It's such a weird movie.
Matt knows this, but like I have a special appreciation for like, oh, your night just didn't go the way you thought it would kind of movies. You know, like Dusk Till Dawn. Sinners actually kind of just went into the wrong bar kind of movies, you know?
Totally.
I've said this before, but I got into an argument with a screenwriting teacher about Dusk Till Dawn. I'm like, sometimes you just go into the wrong bar, man. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have gone there. That's real life. This is a documentary.
Yeah, I enjoy those. I like
After
tonal
hours
shifts as long as it feels like the writer's in control of them.
Yeah,
they're really fun. I like the unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like a good, just kind of like things go out of control movie, but it's not like I think obviously I've said this a billion times. I harp on this all the time, but like the secret to good horror and a secret to a good everything goes wrong movie is the people in the movie have to try the smart things.
Yeah,
they have to do the things that you would do. They have to do the smart things, and then things still go bad.
Yeah,
then it's more believable, and less irritating, but it's more fun.
Yeah, for sure.
If the people are just if people do stupid things,
if you're like, go out the door, what are you doing? Like, I hate that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes me think of random, but you know, in Event Horizon, when they get to the ship or whatever, and they watch that video of like people just like screaming and killing each other and eating each other and stuff, and then there's like a perfect comic pause, and then Lawrence Fishburne just goes, "We're leaving." I'm like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
we're not saying
the movie is not a paragon of fucking logic, but like that part is funny. See You When I Get There. I love the way Scorsese uses music in his films.
Oh my God, Goodfellas.
Mean Streets was one of the first. Oh, Godfather. Oh my God. Mean Streets was one of the first times a soundtrack was used in place of a score, and in Goodfellas, songs like Rags to Riches and Give Me Shelter feel synonymous with the film to me. And then I mean, The Godfather is one of the all-time themes.
Fuck yeah.
As a trumpet player in high school, we all just kind of figured that one out. Yeah.
Talk about when the music hits. Holy fuck. The restaurant scene with Michael Corleone. And it's like, bah, 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 bah. It's so intense.
I love it when music is like loud but good.
Yeah.
Like good loud on purpose loud, you know?
That part.
Yeah.
It fucking hits.
When you're just like, Jesus.
Yeah. It's like John Wick Chapter 2 soundtrack.
Shout out to Holy Motors, where in the middle of the movie they just have a fucking R.L. Burnside fucking accordion solo or group sing for no reason. Fucking love it.
That was a weird movie. Yeah,
I fucking love that.
I had a hard time. I had a hard time getting in sync with it. It was fascinating though.
It is a weird
dude just
movie.
Coming out in a like green leprechaun suit, biting people. I was like, what is happening?
That's his role.
Yeah.
I think it's about being an actor. Because like the girl's like the Eyes Without a Face girl at one point, and the cars are talking to each other.
Yeah.
Whatever. Eyes Without a Face. That's a good movie. Weird.
Amazing.
Movie.
I do have a tattoo of Eyes Without a Face. on my
There it
ribs.
is. We got it.
Yeah.
Who had?
Do you really?
I do. Like all right
You're a
here on my
maniac.
ribcage. Well, you can't see it. The mic's
You're a
blocking
maniac.
Show
right
it!
here. Yeah.
Oh
my
Fully
God.
dubs
God.
and everything, yeah.
Who had
end of
on
the
their
movie.
business? All right, everybody.
That is
Mark.
incredible.
Mark, new matte tattoo reveal on your reaction shots bingo cards.
Amazing.
Okay, Jason Wojnar says, "What are other movies where the music just hits so perfect?" That's my prompt. I just reread the prompt. Not a movie, but I can almost guarantee Zach Wojnar is going to talk about Miami Vice.
Hell yeah.
I love how the brothers Wojnar always
Yeah.
just bounce off each other. Wonderful. Did Zach already? I don't know if Zach wrote in. You okay, Zach?
Dang.
Big Zach?
I finished, or I got to the spot in the game. This game, Mandragora.
Mandragora.
There's like a Kickstarter spot with all the names of the backers.
Oh, yeah.
And instinctively, for no reason, I was looking for the Wojnars. I'm not even kidding. I went to W and I was like, "Are they here?"
It is not too far out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of times throughout history where I have forgotten that I backed a game, and then 9 years later when it came out, I'm like, "Oh shit, that's me!" It's like
So funny.
Miami Vice, Dazed and Confused soundtrack is pure bliss and does such a good job at putting you in the place. Spiritual successor, Everybody Wants Some, is similar, and as a movie is impressive for making me like absolute d-bag jocks. A tough one.
Tall order there.
Oh fuck yeah! I've brought it up before, but Daka Braka's soundtrack. Shout out Daka
Daka Braka.
Love Daka Braka.
I love that name. I'm going to be saying that all day.
I've told you about Daka Braka.
Daka Braka.
They're a fucking cool like folk punk band.
Daka Braka.
Yeah.
Obsessed with
From
it.
the Ukraine, I think.
I'm obsessed.
Fucking rules. My dad
officially
loved
obsessed.
Daka Braka.
Daka Braka.
Great Tiny Desk concerts.
Sick.
I've literally said these 4 sentences in a row like 8 times in your presence.
I forgot. I forgot about it. Daka Braka.
Anyway, Daka Braka's soundtrack to Alexander Dovzhenko's Earth from 1930 is intensely moving. They're not from 1930. The movie must be called Earth from 1930. Anyway, there's what?
True Detective season 1 opening credits.
Oh my God, Far From Home?
10 out of 10.
The Handsome Family, I think?
10 out of 10.
An ex-girlfriend, Katie, and I would sing that together.
Incredible.
There's too much to talk about in this post, but it captures the beauty of the movie and the deep tragedy that would happen just a few years later with the Holodomor famine. Sorry, I pronounced everything wrong. The movie on its surface can be seen as Soviet propaganda about collectivization, but it's a much more complicated story, and it was banned in the Soviet Union shortly after its release after being deemed counter-revolutionary. There is a long sequence where the main character first brings a tractor to the village while the song Vesna plays.
Vecna.
Close.
Also, that hits. Kate
Oh,
Bush.
good Lord,
There
Kate
we go.
Bush, dude.
There we go.
We're all old enough to have been in on Kate Bush before Stranger Things, but like, good God, did it hit in Stranger Things?
Oh, I'm glad like a whole new audience got to discover.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
God, that song was everywhere for
I'm
a year.
definitely not one of those people who makes fun of someone if they got into Nirvana from the Batman. I'm like, fuck
Yeah,
yeah, listen
whatever.
to fucking Nirvana.
People are
That's
discovering
tight.
shit all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I got to buy her records for $5 as opposed to
Yeah,
however much they
instead of
cost.
200 or whatever they are now. Kate Bush, dude. Sometimes Sophia will just have like one of Kate Bush's like 9-minute like fucking rambling weird songs playing on repeat while she's in the shower or something, and I'm just like, all right, okay, it's a Kate Bush day. Got it.
They need to have a Kate Bush cameo in the final season somehow.
Oh my God. If you want a weird roundabout Kate Bush sort of cameo, watch After Blue Dirty Paradise.
Oh yeah, that whole
love
movie
that
is
movie.
about Kate Bush. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
Sort of. Sort of.
sort of.
I love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie. I
it's a
challenge
wonderful
anyone
movie.
to
Yeah.
watch that movie because I fucking loved it, and I'm sure you will not.
Oh, I'm sure they will. How could they
yeah.
not? What's not to love about it? That
What's not to
production
love?
design is out of this world. It's so dreamy. Yeah.
Also, read into the manifesto of the creator of that movie because it's the what is it called? The Incomprehensibility Manifesto or something like that.
Oh, I wish I could remember it, but I loved every single word in that manifesto.
Yeah,
and I would live by it as like a thing to make art by. Yeah.
The rules for these films are insane. All in camera effects, no post effects, except all audio is ADR'd and done in post. Everything has to be in camera except for the sound. And then you should not have a script and you should eschew story. So After Blue Dirty Paradise takes place on a planet of all women. Damn near constant nudity. Gorgeous set designs. Lots of goo. It's beautiful. I loved every second of it. It's a fucking perfect movie. I need to see She is Conan. That's another one by that same director.
It's interesting, not quite as great.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Okay. Yeah. How could one attain the highs of After Blue Dirty Paradise?
Has anybody said Jaws yet?
Bana,
you gotta have it.
Bana. I read once that like they used the frequency of like a beehive as the like notes in that song. I wonder if that's true.
That's crazy. Huh. John Williams.
I mean, everything by John Williams. Yeah.
Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
Iconic.
Fucking...
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything he's ever done.
Everything. All of them.
All of it.
Does he have any shitty soundtrack?
No.
Because, like, Danny Elfman, who's,
but...
like, I guess maybe a crook now, but, you know, like, Danny Elfman has, like, the two modes where it's, like, he's Danny Elfman that you know, and then he's, like, I'm going to just do the Pelican Brief right quick.
My grandma loved that
like
movie.
You just don't know it's him, you know. Whereas John Williams, you're like, this is John Williams every time.
Every time, 10 out of 10.
But it isn't a detriment. Like James Horner, who I think is great, but always does the panic. I think it's James Horner, right? Willow and Avatar and whatever. Constantly has the and everything. The James Horner panic. It's in every
like
fucking
Sneakers.
movie.
Like,
I think he did Sneakers, and I think it's in that.
That's a
Let
little
me check.
Sneakers.
Let me check.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
James Horner, dude.
Did he do soundtrack? Composed and conducted by James Horner.
Oh my God.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Just for
it's
me
in
humming
everything. It's like not even different. It's like the same key.
It's a signature.
It's like every that pacing. It's wonderful. There are like 15-minute compilations of the James Horner trumpet theme, panic theme, I think, whatever it's called.
Is James Horner still
Secrets.
alive?
I don't know.
I think James Horner
I think he might have passed.
I know John Landau did.
Yeah, he died in 2015.
Damn it.
Rip, dude.
Unacceptable.
James Horner, dude. Continuing Jason Wojnar, there is a long sequence in Earth from 1930. Long sequence where the main character first brings a tractor to the village while the song Vesna plays, which is a Daka Braka song, I think. And it strikes an emotional chord every time I hear it. I've had the honor of seeing them play the soundtrack along with the film about 3 times. That's fucking tight. I've seen Daka Braka live twice, and they're fucking great. They're great.
Obsessed.
You would like Daka Braka. They're fucking great.
I love the name.
Daka Braka. How many H's do you think they got in that name?
Like 5.
Just 2. But yeah, it's just it's a lot of R's, K's, and H's. Duff says that the touch and dare from the original Transformers the movie soundtrack still sticks with me as a formative needle drop. 2 different songs. Yeah. It's the literal apocalypse of the planet-sized war machine attempting to consume the ground beneath your feet, but you know it's going to be okay because the pop rock chords of Stan Bush means they're going to make it out alive. Shout out to a lot of anime and tokusatsu that cap off... Okay, thank you for the pronunciation guide. I'm sure I still fucked it up. That cap off a cool scene with a needle drop of the original opening theme. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I've been watching Lazarus, the new one by Cowboy Bebop's Shinichiro Watanabe. And it's pretty sick so far.
Oh, I'm behind. I don't even know about this.
Yeah, it's out. It's on HBO.
It's out now.
It's out now. Probably 4 or 5 episodes. I'm probably 1 behind.
Sick.
I mention it every time I'm here, but the opening spider argument fight from Shin Kamen Rider, where they recreate the original 1970s battle with a jazzy modern rendition of the original theme, chills. Oh my god, shout out to fucking Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's an amazing soundtrack. So amazing that they sampled it in whatever hip-hop song that is. Misc Karwai. Some favorite original scores in recent years that feel irreplaceable to me are Killers of the Flower Moon and Drive My Car. I think the masters of the soundtrack or Needle Drop definitively include Martin Scorsese and Wong Kar-wai.
As Tears Go By.
Yeah, and
good needle drop in that.
So, I mean, for me, the fundamental one is probably Chungking Express when you have Faye Wong's cover of the Cranberries. Is it like Dreams, right? That like amazingly strange woman is like sneaking into his apartment and cleaning all his shit, and then the Cranberries' Dreams come on.
Eurythmics or Cranberries?
It's Cranberries, like my life.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And but like the actress who plays the main character, she also is the one singing the song.
Oh,
like,
fun! I love that.
Yeah,
usually,
yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't hit.
Yeah,
but
it really works because she's like a pop star and an actor in Hong Kong, so like she was perfectly cast for it. Yeah, and so like I always think of that when I think of that movie. Yeah, and Wong Kar-wai, I just think of that moment forever.
Love him.
My go-to all-time fave composers are Ennio Morricone and Nino Rota. Big, romantic, and unapologetically orchestral opuses will always be my thing in movies. Not so controversial take, but historically speaking, I'd say those Italians seem to have a rough idea of how it all works. For underappreciated gems, I've got to mention Lord of the Rings composer Howard Shore's music for David Cronenberg movies, particularly the hypnotic, reverberated, and layered guitar tones that play throughout Crash, the good Crash. Yeah, Cronenberg's got some funky music.
Hell yeah.
For lifeblood of the film, I can honestly say that in that regard, I haven't seen anything that quite touches the first and last movies of the Three Colors trilogy. Wow, we're jumping all over. I love this. Also, the spiritual predecessor from the same director and composer duo called The Double Life of Veronique. I don't want to reveal more as to why and still have more of this work to get through, but those are pretty life-altering works of art, unmatched to me in terms of how vital the music is to the experience. P.S. Shout out to You Gotta Give 'Em Hope. And speaking of movie music, bring on Tron Ares. I know those Nine Inch Nails fellas won't disappoint. That's the main reason I'm jazzed for that movie. Huh?
Gotta give him hope.
Gotta give him hope.
It's wild how much like they've revolutionized movie scores and have just taken over. Like that's like they're in like half the movie scores, like Trent Reznor.
Oh yeah,
Atticus
Ross. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, and then for me, one of my favorites. I mean, it's not like that duo necessarily doing a score proper, but in Twin Peaks: The Return, when Nine Inch Nails proper shows up.
I think you mean the Nine Inch Nails.
The Nine Inch Nails. What's the name of that song? She's Gone Away.
She's Gone Away.
She's Gone Away. Yeah. So like it's this terrifying episode, and that song is perfectly haunting and terrifying when they come on.
Yeah, I rewatched that one. I mean, that's episode 8, so that is like fucking crazy. I rewatched that one, and the one where the girl screams on the floor. Is that the Veils axolotl during that?
Oh.
Or those two guys just like kick her out of the booth, and then she just crawls along the floor and starts screaming.
Yeah,
so good.
Who was that was doing that? There was which actor was that?
I could picture her face.
Pop star? I can't remember.
No, she's an actor.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Paul Rogers, as I've managed to bring up Lost in almost every show, it would seem silly not to mention one of the greatest TV soundtracks, Michael Giacchino's Lost. Score stands as one of the best of all times. Giacchino, I hear people say it differently every time, was able to wrestle so much extra emotion out of Lost's most iconic moments and honestly helped paper over some of the weaker ones. Yeah, I agree. He's done a lot of great scores since, including The Incredibles Up, Ratatouille. Battlestar is Bear McCreary.
Oh, okay.
And the new Fantastic Four movie, but Lost will always be up most important work for me. I love that Incredible soundtrack. One day I was like singing a horn line to myself. And I was like, what is that? What is that? And my friend Jack recorded me singing it. And that's his ringtone for me, is me singing the horn line. It's from the scene when he's looking at all the different deceased heroes, like scrolling through that thing, and the music keeps getting ramped up and up and up. It's from that scene. So me singing that is my friend Jack's ringtone for some other amazing TV composers I want to mention, of course, Bear McCreary and fantastic work on Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, incredible soundtrack. The Shape of Things to Come is one of my favorite pieces of music, and the BSG soundtracks are all heavy rotation during my Saturday RPG sessions. That sounds tight.
Yeah.
As for a final TV shout out, Christopher Frankie, who composed all the music for Babylon 5.
Sick. I gotta watch that.
Phenomenal work at the time when TV shows were nowhere near the budget they have now. Some emotional pieces.
What about do-do-do-do?
Do-do-do-do. I started too high.
Love that shit. Coogler talking about rebooting X-Files.
Yeah, I heard that. I think it's happening.
It's crazy.
I think David Duchovny was like, good luck. TV show themes in general, something that TV seems to have moved away from, but there's something that gets you right in the right headspace for a show with a great TV show theme. Lost has a great TV show theme.
Previously on Lost.
Would anyone have watched as much Knight Rider or A-Team if they didn't have those incredible themes? For films, gotta mention Ennio Morricone and Sergio Leone. Absolute bangers every time. John Williams, of course, is unmatched. Superman, Star Wars, Harry Potter, and every Spielberg film. Also love James Newton Howard's work with M. Night. The Last Airbender might be a cinematic travesty, but the score rocks. Thomas Newman for Shawshank, Road to Perdition, Finding Nemo, and many more.
Shawshank.
Hell yeah. And John Carpenter. Fuck yeah.
I was waiting for it. There we go.
Someone who ended up being a composer for his own films more out of necessity than a desire. Created some of the most amazing scores like Halloween, Assault on Precinct 13, The Fog, and Escape from New York. Marconi did the thing, though, which is so good.
Dude, Escape from LA, surprisingly, solid.
That's like the one Carpenter I haven't seen.
Surprisingly solid.
I
gotta watch it
when it came out, and I think I hadn't seen a lot of Carpenter movies before, but I was just like, this looks cool, and because I was pretty young when it came out, and I was just like, I didn't have a frame of reference for it. So I was just really thrown by it, but I'd love to revisit it now.
I need to watch those.
Like New York is obviously
I've heard LA is horrible, but
in some ways it is, but it's also this is actually good.
Fun, cozy. I've seen him play live, and it was a real blast.
Yeah. Did he play with his son?
Yeah.
I saw.
God, that's cool.
One of the shows in LA. It was great.
We might have been at the same one.
Yeah, probably.
I think I ran into you there. Or maybe that was the Christine and the Queens show.
Does he do a Halloween theme?
Oh yeah, he plays them all.
That's so cool. What's the encore Halloween?
I don't remember. Also saw Goblin.
Good opener.
Goblin do the soundtrack to Suspiria, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too. Yeah, they toured a lot for a while.
Yeah. That was sick though. Blood's gonna kill us because we're supposed to shoot the Easy Allies podcast in right now minutes. Let me bang through some of these here. I'm gonna shorten these now. I'm sorry, everybody. Zorgla says, music is such an iconic part of Star Wars that even the weaker films are carried by the excellent score. Duel of Fates completely elevates Darth Maul, and Imperial March alone is 20%
I knew
of
they were
why.
going to say Phantom Menace was a weaker movie. I knew it was coming.
I mean, it is. It's weaker than 3 of the other movies, at least. You're not going to sit here and tell me that Phantom Menace is better than 4, 5, or 6.
I might like it more than Return of the Jedi.
Okay, that's the one argument I would even entertain. But yeah,
I won't entertain that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're wrong.
I love Phantom Menace.
Non-music and spoiler-free thoughts on Andor Season 1. Oh. They've got mixed feelings.
Whoa!
Sure, it's the best Star Wars thing in decades, but it's just so far from what I consider the core of the identity of the series. Scrappy, lovable rebels fighting a one-dimensionally evil empire. Now the empire has dimension.
Yeah.
If the original... Okay, wait. We don't have time to get into this. But yes, I love Andor.
You same.
Codalito says Tank Girl was probably the first movie I saw where I knew that I would buy the soundtrack immediately. 1995. Wow. Deep cut by Tank Girl. 1995
Tank Girl.
Comic book adaptation feels like an episode of Liquid Television on MTV. Yes, it does. And it has the soundtrack to match. Every song from Devo's Snappy Girl You Want during the opening credits to Bjork's synth-based Army of Me. Love Army of Me. Mm-hmm. To Portishead's Roads. Hell yeah. What a soundtrack. Goddamn. Shove by L7 oozes 90s alternative culture. Another banger soundtrack is 1999 gangster samurai drama Ghost Dog.
Hell yeah, Ghost Dog.
Fuck yeah, dude. RZA.
Sick movie.
Doesn't get much cooler than Forrest Whitaker walking down the street to the tunes of Strange Eyes. We also have to mention the Oblivion soundtrack by M83. Hell yeah. And is it just me or is licensed movie soundtracks go out of fashion? Sometimes I miss those days when a soundtrack blew up to be part of equal culture significance as a movie. Like I was just going to say Batman or Forever or Trainspotting and Pulp Fiction dominate the charts and house parties for years to come. Classic anime of the month is in a bit of a bind. They were planning on switching up talking about new anime of the month since Cowboy Bebop creator Shinichiro Watanabe came out with the new show Lazarus. Hell yeah. It has potential. It's very stylish and a cool premise and great soundtrack, but Max are releasing the episodes in English, and the dub from Sentai is so god-awful that I have decided to pause and wait for the Japanese dub that will be released in a couple of weeks after each episode. Till then, love and respect. I mean, I don't know. I'm just watching it. Whatever. Easier than reading.
Cool,
Fede Krauch. Mitsuha running down during the climax of Your Name is one of the most memorable experiences I've ever had in a movie, and a big reason is that song from Radwimps hits you like a truck during that scene.
It was surprisingly emotional. I did not expect this. Yeah.
Another one is Portals from Avenger Endgame. Yes.
Oh my God.
Alan Silvestri outdid himself with Back to the Future. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
On the TV side, Butterfly, the main theme of Digimon, is literally voted in Japan as the top 5 best anime song of all time. Hell
Holy
yeah.
Crap.
It's a good one. God, a lot of good anime themes. Fucking Zero Experiments Lane, fucking Evangelion. Although I'm kind of tired of the Evangelion song, if I'm honest.
No, never. I'm tired of the show, but not tired of the theme.
Yeah. Carry On My Wayward Son became the de facto main theme of Supernatural. You Say Run from My Hero Academia. Yeah. Sorry. Blood's breathing down our neck over there. P.S. I just came out of the Revenge of the Sith re-release, and I have to rant because this movie criticized it when it came out for its special effects, yet it looks better than 80% of modern blockbusters. Yeah, it might be true.
Totally.
Mark Hallinan says, Natu, the first ever Telugu song to win an Oscar, Natu from the Tollywood masterpiece RRR, dude.
Sick. Yeah.
Is a stone cold classic that was filmed over 15 days. They filmed that movie in 15 days?
Probably the song.
At
took 15 days.
Ukrainian presidential residence, Mariinsky Palace. I'm very confused right now. What?
I think this song took 15 days to shoot, yeah.
I see. Netflix have recently released a documentary called RRR Behind and Beyond that goes in depth and on that shoot and the film shoot in general, which was filmed in the height of the pandemic, and the issues that brought worth a watch. Unrelated, but in anticipation of the release of Final Destination Bloodlines later this month, I did a complete rewatch of the series. In my personal opinion, 2 is the series high point, and 4 is absolute pits.
Yeah.
Tony Todd also starred in The Rock, which had a fantastic score from Hans Zimmer.
You know how this shit works. Shit
Carla was the prom queen. There he is, Zach Wojnar. I love licensed songs in movies. take a moment for Huber to do his Watchmen thing? Done? Yes?
What?
I don't know. I think you sometimes sing from the Watchmen movie.
Watchmen?
Yeah. But I can't remember what you would sing now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
We're letting you down, Zach?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
While there are examples here and there of the right real-world song making all the difference in a scene, it goes back to Miami Vice. Your brother was right. Many episodes are defined by sequences that are essentially full-length music videos dripping with neon noir aesthetics and emotional storytelling with minimal dialogue. Lots of these songs, like In the Air Tonight and I Don't Care Anymore by Phil Collins, Cry by Godley and Cream, and I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner pop up in various Grand Theft Auto games. I remember the fucking song Goodbye Horses was on the radio in GTA, and I would always play that channel because I wanted to hear
Hell yeah.
Goodbye
That's
Horses.
song. I don't like horses, so I like when they're saying Goodbye Horses. Like, get the hell out of here, horses.
You would hate horses. Turns out I'm allergic to horses. That's fun. Miami Vice is the best in the way more than wacky 80s clothes and cool cars. It truly changed television in the way it still imitated this today. I mentioned this show before, but Wayne makes tremendous use of licensed music, setting most of its bare-knuckle brawls to metal songs, and then accentuating its heartwarming moments with soul or acoustic indie-style music. He interviewed star Mark McKenna and said, "True shred guitar by Sleigh Bells makes me want to drop kick someone through a door." I do like that song.
Yeah.
So show creator Sean Simmons wrote a scene set to that song where he drop kicks a guy through a door. It's beautiful. Wayne is absolutely perfect season of television, and everyone should watch it. Garrett Hallfish says, when it comes to music and films, a couple directors come to mind with their needle drops, Edgar Wright and James Gunn. Sure, Edgar Wright built a whole movie around music with Baby Driver, but Last Night in Soho's 1960s soundtrack should not be missed. James Gunn has also made music a key part of the Guardians of the Galaxy film.
I'm so tired of James Gunn's music.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm so tired.
I mean, it was
beyond.
It
was fun at the time.
Yeah.
But then
everyone
everyone else started imitating it. Like needle drops with a capital N and a capital D, you know? Like,
I can't.
He keeps finding the perfect songs to fit the mood and the story.
Guaranteed Thunderbolts is gonna have like 3 of them. It's just like, dude, I'm so tired.
To me, it doesn't bother me in a superhero movie because it's like those are meant to be big and crazy.
Yeah,
they bother me in like a fucking, you know,
you're right, something
that's meant to be real.
Yeah.
As for more original music, Swiss Army Man uses an all a cappella soundtrack to great effect. Yeah. The Daniels became more well-known with Everything Everywhere All at Once, but their previous movie shouldn't be missed. Yeah. I remember not liking the ending, but I liked that movie. And last one, John McCullough, Lord of the Rings was already mentioned, but I agree that a big portion of the sound of the soul that keeps those movies timeless and immersive is the score. No question at all. Soundtracks are a massive passion of mine, and Howard Shore's work is nothing short of a masterpiece that continually remains relevant.
Also, nobody said Indiana Jones.
Oh my lord,
dude!
I mean, we were talking about Johnny Williams.
True, Johnny Williams.
The Big J Dubs, dude.
Big J Dubs. Johnny Blue Eyes.
What's that from?
We used to say Little Jakey Blue Eyes. Remember Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh yeah.
Little Jakey Blue Eyes.
Would say that?
You have for no reason. We did. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Little Jakey Blue Eyes.
Little Jakey Blue Eyes. What the fuck was I on with that?
Remember how you used to say Little Jakey Blue Eyes?
You used to tell me about Little Jakey Blue Eyes down from he was some kind of a Spider-Man. A recent addition to my list here took me by surprise when I watched it. Disney Pixar's Soul. I was not expecting it to resonate with me so much, but a large part of that was the literal soul music being blended into the atmosphere and lifeblood of the whole experience, along with noting the significance of how the music influenced the characters' lives. Yeah, the interesting blend of soundtracks on that where it's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross doing like the synthy, like that kind of a thing. And then they had, what's his name? Baptiste, the jazz guy, doing like other stuff, if I recall. And it was a really interesting mix. I think it was an effective mix of stuff. 3 other shout-outs that I find myself coming back to are the soundtracks of How to Train Your Dragon by John Powell, Junkie XL's Driving score for Mad Max Fury Road, which only bolsters the emotion of that film. And in my opinion, is part of the experience that tips it into the next level of action movies. Yeah, it's crazy because that soundtrack is like God tier. And then Junkie XL did the soundtrack to the abysmal Dark Tower movie, and it was fucking terrible. And it was like, I don't know, it was weird.
Need to rewatch 2 movies. I need to rewatch The Matrix Resurrections to reevaluate it, and Furiosa I need to reevaluate.
Furiosa, yeah.
I was like,
I remember leaving Furiosa like really disappointed and wanting to re-edit it.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll do that.
Yeah. I was like,
Land Before Time, composed by James Horner.
Horner.
While the many sequels that seem to continue past the beginning of time shifted to a more kid-friendly musical genre, the original stands out for a dark classic that takes itself seriously with just the right amount.
Love that shit.
Oh my god, that makes me think of fucking Fern Gully.
With
Toxic Love.
Fern Gully.
Shout
you
out
mean
to Tim
Avatar?
Toxic Love. You know what I'm talking about?
That's a good joke.
Toxic Love. Tim Curry, dude. A lot of great songs. Tim Curry, historically. Fucking
Rocky
Muppet
Picture.
Treasure Island. Fucking Rocky Picture.
Home Alone 1.
Does he sing in that? I think he's in 2.
He's in 2, but I was just thinking of Home Alone 1.
Home Alone 1 has a great theme song.
Yeah.
Also, a great recorder, like flute rendition of that theme song as a meme. Really funny.
Sick.
Anyway, that's the end of the comments. Thank you to our patrons at patreon.com/reactionshots. We have got to go shoot our Easy Allies podcast now.
I've got 2 things really quickly.
Oh, yeah, hit it, Matt.
Just 2 of my favorites, and then it'll be over quickly. Royal Tenenbaums, Nico.
Oh my God,
These
yeah.
days, when
Loyalty.
Gwyneth Paltrow gets off the bus.
Days.
I mean, that song's a beautiful song anyway.
Also, Needle in the
good
Hay.
use. Yeah. Oh
Needle in
god.
the Hay.
During that scene, that
Oh,
song is so
devastating.
depressing. But
Yeah,
really all Wes Anderson movies have great music soundtracks.
Yeah.
Shout out, Wes.
Yeah.
Good job.
Shout out. Good job, dude. Good job.
Another one. My favorite movie is Jules and Jim, and there's this just like really beautiful song that's like in scene. Sung by Jean Moreau. She plays guitar. She's one of the leads of the movie, and she sings it to her. I guess she's in a throuple, is what you can say, with Jules and Jim, and she sings the song to Jules and Jim on guitar, acoustic guitar.
That's your favorite movie?
Yeah, Jules and
I
Jim.
gotta see this.
I need to. I've never even heard of it, and it's your favorite movie.
Yeah, I'm aware of it, and it comes up on it's in like the Criterion Channel's like classics must watch. Yeah.
Characters' names in Pulp Fiction. If you think of Jules and Jim, that's where names come from. Yeah.
Dope.
It makes me think of the Limey, the Soderbergh movie, The Limey, where they use footage of Terrence Stamp's older movie, Poor
Shout
Cow,
out, Terrence.
where he sings in that.
Yeah.
I think he's singing a Donovan song, but it's him singing it. But
Ray Donovan?
him, not Ray Donovan.
I have not seen The Limey.
Watch The Limey.
Watch The
You
Limey.
watch The Limey, and I'll watch Jules and Jim.
I'll watch Harold and Maude.
Yeah,
Harold
and
and
you
Maude's
watch Harold
good.
and Maude, and we'll present each other our book reports next time.
Jules and Jim is beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. Beautiful ass movie.
You're a beautiful man.
Your reflection
how
in the
sweet.
TV is like a Japanese horror movie.
Yeah.
It's giving
That's
me
not
like
my
Cairo
reflection.
vibes. It's very scary looking.
His feed just goes dark. All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I love talking about music. Sorry this episode felt a little rushed. We're borrowing the Easy Allies stage, so we gotta let us use it for that too. All right. See you next month. We'll be back with another topic. I'll put it in the Patreon.
It'll be Was Thunderbolts Good?
Around the 15th. Yeah. Probably couldn't build a whole episode on that, but we could try. All right, everybody. Talk to you next month.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.